Hey guys, today I want to share with you a French farmhouse inspired table setting. I'm Nicole with Adorn the Table, and I am beyond excited to share this table setting idea with you, mostly because of how cheap it was for me to create. And I know that you're going to be able to do the same thing. And that's because I got everything except for my fresh flowers at estate sales. So when I'm saying $36, I am meaning everything from the tablecloth to the dishes to the flatware to the glasses to what I use in the centerpiece, except for the fresh flowers, cost less than $36, and I found at various estate sales. So let's get started. I know you're going to love it. It turns out beautifully, and I cannot wait to share it with you. In creating tablescapes and table settings, I always say that you need to start with a source of inspiration, that launching point that gives you the initial idea, but then you can build off and or build around. And in this case, for my French farmhouse tablescape idea, it really came from finding this dough bowl at an estate sale 2 weeks ago. It was the last day of the estate sale, day number 3. This house was filled, and I'm not kidding, filled from top to bottom, basement to the second floor, with so many antiques, so much stuff that I found this hidden really in a back corner. I know that it was overlooked so many times. I got lucky in finding it. In fact, I still have the price tag on here because I wanted you to see that it was originally marked at $150, and I got it for a whopping $30. That's all this dough bowl cost me. It's about 36 inches long. It's got wood holes in it. I think it's an antique just based on everything else that was in the house. I can't be positive. So if you know anything about dough bowls and are able to tell me a little more, I would love to find out, mostly because I want to know if it really is an antique or if it's not. I don't care one way or another. It's just good information for me to know. But this was my source of inspiration for this table setting, because not that I can put this huge dough bowl in the middle of my table, and it's not included in that $36 I mentioned because it's way too big for the centerpiece, but it is fabulous as a decor piece in my home. And I knew I wanted to kind of build an idea around it. So instead of creating like an American farmhouse tablescape, I thought it'd be fun to do a French farmhouse. And when I say farmhouse, I'm thinking of somebody or a house that's out in the country, but not a French country. That's a little bit more of an elegant, reserved kind of feel to it. It's my take on it. When I'm saying French farmhouse, I'm thinking of a working farmhouse, people that have lots of antiques, very sturdy pieces, and it's more of a casual dining look. It's not an elegant affair. So that's the concept I'm working around with creating this French farmhouse table setting. It's also why this dough bowl was kind of my foundation launching idea point. How was I going to build off of it, even though it's not in my table setting? I wanted to make sure I shared that with you so that way you know where I was coming from. You also kind of get that idea as to, okay, find a foundation piece, find something that you can build your idea off of, and then go from there with it. So here's my dough bowl. Now let's work in sharing with you how to create a tablescape that coordinates and pulls in that French farmhouse look. For the base of my table setting, I am using this gorgeous tablecloth that I found in an estate sale. It is absolutely scrumptious. The fabric is so soft, it's beautiful. I believe it's linen. I'm not positive. Mostly because of kind of like the slubs that it has in it and just the overall touch to my hand. But what makes it even more beautiful is the detail on the top of it. It has fabulous embroidered work. It's got cut detail to it. The design, how it's got this oval look, and then how the design goes from one end to the other. It goes from one side to the other, and then best of all, how the design is carried out around the bottom of the tablecloth, how it goes all the way around the base of the tablecloth. And then it's finished with this scallop detail. It is to die for. And you know, if you were going to buy this tablecloth in the store, it would easily cost a couple $100. Easily. That's how beautiful it is. But as I said, I got it at an estate sale and it cost me a whole $4. That's right, $4 for this fantastic tablecloth. Now, I chose to not press this tablecloth because with it being a farmhouse table setting, my vision is that this tablecloth has been washed and it's been hung up to dry on a clothesline, that it's not pressed. And I wanted to kind of give that same feeling to it on my table setting. So I just washed it and I let it air dry. That's why I did not press it. I also wanted to make sure it had that more casual feeling to it, where if I had pressed it, it would definitely feel a little bit more elevated and a little bit more elegant. So by keeping it not pressed, I'm staying with that casual feeling that I am trying to attain with my table setting. So on top of this beautiful tablecloth, I'm going to add some dishes that I actually just found last week in an estate sale. So I got a set of 6 dinner plates and 6 salad plates for a total of $10 at the estate sale I went to. And the reason why I think these are going to be perfect for this tablescape is because of the scroll detail that they have on them. It definitely captures that essence, that French essence that I'm going for in my table setting. It has a little bit of a rustic feel because of the brown kind of rubbed detail to it, how it looks like it's kind of been rubbed off. That's, you know, obviously the look of the design of the plate. But for me, that kind of gives that rustic yet elegant look that I can picture at a French farmhouse. Now the funny thing is that these are not vintage plates. They're not even antique plates. They are fairly new plates because they came from Pier 1, and I still have the, they still actually have the sticker on them that they were originally almost $9. So these are new plates that I found at the estate sale, which, like I said, plates at $9 a piece, and I got 6 dinner plates and 6 salad plates for a total of $10. That's amazing. So I'm going to put one at each of my place settings. So one of the things you're probably noticing as I'm adjusting the plates is since these plates have a pattern on them, I'm making sure that the pattern lines up the same in each of my place settings. So I want to make sure I've got that consistency between the salad plate and the dinner plate. And here is a quick close-up of that scroll detail I was referring to. Next, I'm going to add the flatware to my place settings. And again, I found this at an estate sale. What I actually found was a box of assorted forks, knives, and spoons, silver, because it was very tarnished. And usually when you see silver or silverware at an estate sale in a box, it's a mishmash of all different kinds of styles, and you might get a few forks, a few knives, but nothing really matches. But I took a look through this box and it looked like all of the pieces were the same style. There were also a few of the empty utensil holders as well. So I took a chance and I bought the box because I didn't have the time to really go through it. When I brought it home and started sorting it out, I discovered that I had 12 individual 5-piece place settings of silverware. 12 settings. I mean, that is crazy. Plus, I also had some additional serving pieces in it. Now, the amazing part is I spent a whole $5 for this silverware. Now, as I said, it was very badly tarnished. I'm going to show you a close-up of it. So it did take me a few nights to get all of this silver nice and polished and looking beautiful and shiny. But for $5, I mean, come on, I can easily seat 12 people at a place setting with a full 5-piece set of silverware for them. That is an absolute steal. So let me share with you what it looked like and then what it now looks like. So here is the piece that I left tarnished. Look at that. You can see how badly tarnished it was, or is. This is what all of the pieces looked like. They were in this bad of shape, or actually in some cases worse. So I spent a little bit of time in front of the TV polishing all of the pieces up, and then this is what they look like now. Look at that. Look how beautifully shiny, and then look at the detail. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's on the back. Aren't these perfect for a French farmhouse table setting? One of the things you're going to notice is that I am putting the forks with the tines down. That is my understanding as to how they do it in France. In America, we have the forks up. In France and England, the tines go down. Next, I want to add the napkins to my French farmhouse tablescape, but I wanted to make sure that I was using napkins that complemented the tablecloth I have. This tablecloth did not come with matching napkins. So I looked through the stack of napkins I have found at estate sales, and I found the perfect ones. Not only do they have a similar white embroidery, they also have cut work similar to it, and they have the scalloped edge detail. So I thought they were going to look fantastic on this table setting. Look how perfect they are. Don't they just look fabulous against this tablecloth? To fold them though for this table, I wanted to make sure that this detail edge was front and center in my fold. So what I chose to do is I folded it in half, and then I folded it in half again lengthwise. So you can see that this corner is going to be the focal point of my napkin, and then I folded it in half one more time to give this beautiful rectangular shape. And I'm going to make sure that this corner is facing the same side as the forks, and placing it just to the left of the forks like this. finish the place settings, I need to add the glasses. Now, these glasses were a little unique at the estate sale that I found them at, in that each of the glasses is different. They're very unique and different than the other one. But I think that's what they were meant to be, or the person who owned them specifically did it that way, because the person's estate sale was this fabulous, beautiful, gorgeous house that had this huge walk-in butler's pantry with multiple high-end china sets and glassware. So I have only to assume that this 6-piece set of glasses was meant to be that way. If not purchased that way, that the person meant it to be that way. In any case, the glasses cost me just $1 each, and I thought by kind of adding them to this farmhouse table setting, that with them being kind of more of a mix and match, made sense. You know, maybe, not saying that definitely, but maybe, you know, this was a French farmhouse that kind of just accumulated nice glasses as time went by. So they didn't necessarily have a full set of matching drinking glasses. So you'll notice when I put them out, each one is different. Each one cost $1, so $6 for the glasses. And I forgot to mention that the napkins were 25 cents each. So for 6 of them, $1.50, in case you're keeping a running tally of how much I've spent so far. Now that I have my place settings completed, I want to work on the centerpiece. And I thought, with it being a farmhouse, a French farmhouse, I thought I would kind of incorporate something that comes from a farm. So I found these cute little milk glasses at an estate sale. Now, I know these are from the States. They're not from France, especially because it's in English. But I thought they were so cute. These are definitely antiques. I found 6 of them, and they were, oh gosh, I believe I got all 6 of them for $2. Which is a really good price, but they would be wonderful vases, little vases. So I'm gonna set them in the middle of this table, and I'm gonna use the fresh flowers I have behind me, because I think they kind of have that wildflower look, or the look of flowers that you might find when you're kind of out and about at a farm. And I'm gonna fill these vases and put it in the middle of my table to create that centerpiece. To round out of this tablescape, I'm going to add a few more little finishing touches, a few little odds and ends to it. I'm going to start with 2 small pitchers that I found at estate sales. They don't match, but they're definitely antique and they have different patterns on them, but I think they work really well with that French farmhouse look, especially when you see like just the pretty detail that's in them. I thought it'd be fun to add one to each end of this tablescape, thinking that, you know, they could either have water in them, they could have tea in them, they could have anything else. Just the idea of having them on the table I thought was just a fun way of incorporating that farmhouse look to it. And then I also have these old antique salt and pepper shakers. They are silver, they're definitely very worn, patina, but I'm going to put those in the middle of my table. And then I thought would be fun is I have these old butter pat dishes. They are definitely very vintage, very old. They have some wear to them, but I just love that feeling, that essence they're going to give to the tablescape and really kind of help complete it. Now these could be used for anything you want. They could be used for butter pats, but they could be used for any little thing that's small on your table. And I'm just going to put one on each side of this tablescape. I almost forgot to share with you that the butter pats were 25 cents each, the salt and pepper shakers was a total of $2, and the pitchers were $1 each at the estate sales I found them at. So if you take and total that all together, should be less than $36 for this full French farmhouse inspired table setting, plus the cost of the fresh flowers. I mean, can you believe it? Can you believe what an amazing budget-friendly, fabulous looking tablescape this is that was less than $36? I know if you did something similar, your friends and family would just be blown away. If you enjoyed my video, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And remember, a beautifully set table is a gift to those gathered around it. I look forward to seeing you next time here at the table. Bye.